Thank you everyone for taking my course. And I want to talk about Airbnb hosting, Airbnb business, passive income, things like that, investing. Back in 2014, we had a couple of buildings that were basically empty. We were moving to Tokyo, and so we had a Canadian house and kind of a cottage that was open. And it had been my English school and my wife's store. And then the Canadian house was where we lived. I thought about starting a cafe, thought about a gym, thought about an Italian restaurant, different things we decided not to do. My brother actually suggested Airbnb. I didn't believe the hype around Airbnb. I checked out, using the Airbnb app, I checked out how much our place could bring in, and I didn't believe the number they told me. It just seemed crazy, regrettably. I talked about it with more friends, and almost to a person, they all said, don't do it. It'll be lots of work, and, maybe you won't do so well. You're not in a major tourist area. Don't do it. But despite that, silly me, I decided to do it. And my brother was really the only one who supported the idea. It was a lot of work. Yeah, a lot of painting, a lot of fixing. Both buildings were fairly old at that point, so a lot of fixing. But I'm very glad I did it. Got it all set up for passive income. I spend about 5 minutes a day on the business, checking messages, making sure everything's okay. Got it all set up online. Of course, I use the Airbnb app. I use another app called Line Message to communicate with my staff. I have a staff of 5. They're Japanese. I live in Japan, so sometimes it's in English, sometimes it's in Japanese. I use DeepL or ChatGPT to translate. I've got a blog about our area that hopefully leads people to check out our guest houses. And most of the income from the business goes back into the business. Some of it's invested. Being in Japan, mutual funds are pretty easy. So if I wasn't in Japan, probably we'd invest in index funds or ETFs. But it's been a good business. Once you get it up and running, it could be a good form of passive income. We make a 5-figure income. We make about 50 grand a year. And I'm working about 3 to 5 minutes a day, most days. About once every 6 months, maybe, or once a year, something major will happen, and I've got to spend, some hours on it. A refrigerator breaks or something happens. There's some kind of problem. So then I'm dealing with it, again, mostly online, because I've got my staff kind of on the ground in the area. So I host remotely. And for investing, as I said, index funds would be what I would do. ETFs, if I was in North America. In Japan, mutual funds are just easy. So that's what I've been doing. But I recommend Airbnb hosting as a side business. It could be your full-time business as long as you have another source of income, because the problem is that there can be earthquakes, there can be typhoons, there can be tornadoes that can take out your business for a while. So you need another income to support you in case that happens.